Welcome everyone, Norma Woodcock speaking to you from Perth in Western Australia. I'd like to speak into the third Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year A, and the theme, From Darkness to Light. In the first reading, Isaiah says, "The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light." In the second reading, Paul saying to the Corinthians, "Settle these serious differences between you." And Matthew's Gospel, Jesus launches his mission of preaching and healing. Dostoevsky once said, Jesus began his preaching, "Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is close at hand." To repent, he says, means to acknowledge our darkness and to open ourselves to the light. We may be afraid of the light. There may be things we want to keep hidden. Hurts and hates, fears. There's a story of a priest that went to bless this immaculate house. Everything was in order, and he went from room to room blessing this very immaculate place. And then he came to this door and he said, "Oh, there's the basement." She said, "Don't go down there. You don't want to go down there." So I guess the question today is, what's in our basement? As part of my ministry in Western Australia, I've travelled giving missions for many, many years, and it was interesting because I would speak and then afterwards I would greet people and say, "How are you?" And everybody would say, "Fine, fine." And everywhere I went, people were fine. And I kept thinking to myself, these people must have been doing this deeper work for a lot longer than I have, because I'm not fine. I'm struggling in my self-image, I'm struggling in my marriage, I'm struggling with my children, I'm struggling in every which way, and yet everywhere I went were these people that were just fine. Then I was asked to go into the Pilbara, and for the first time I was asked, would I see people privately as part of the mission, and I said I would. Apparently they'd heard that that's what I had done in Broome when I was up there. I'd met with some people, and so as part of the mission they asked could I incorporate private one-on-one appointments. And I said sure. So I went up to the Pilbara and I spoke, and then I greeted people afterwards and I said, "How are you?" And again they were all saying, "Fine. It's a glorious day in paradise, fine." But then the organisers handed me a list of people, and there were 50 people who'd made half-hour appointments in 4 days. And they were all the people that were fine. And so the truth of this from darkness to light is very appropriate for all of us, because we are moving from darkness. All of us have had darkness in our lives. All of us have experienced darkness in some way. But as we allow the light, which is Christ, to penetrate deep within that darkness gradually, it has less hold on us, less power to sway us, to destroy us. And so the invitation today is, instead of saying we're fine to Jesus, come before him and say, "Fill my darkness with your light. Draw me to a place where I can be free enough, confident enough, secure enough to bring that up and to face it with you, and if you guide me, to face it with a wise counsellor, a trained person in any field that you guide me to help me here." So may God bless you on this third Sunday in Ordinary Time, and I will pray for you, and I ask that you pray for me, that our darkness be transformed into light more and more as we journey. God bless you. Have a wonderful week.